If there's crimes against humanity being exercised right now, I don't believe that it's in a military lab. I believe that it's in those ICUs of dying patients alone. In what time in history have we decided that we need to, en masse, let people die alone? What level of fear have we induced in mankind that we are letting our revered elderly and our young people who are dying from these conditions die alone? It is worse than rocket fire. It is worse than this, and we've generated that level of fear around a virus that looks to have a mortality similar to flu. What are we doing with this tyranny of fear? We are tearing apart the very fabric of what it means to be human. There's an innate drive in us to stay connected, to stay in one another's presence, to have fellowship with one another. When you are in the womb of your mother, you can hear sounds muffled, and you can hear the voice of your family members. You can hear the bark of a dog. You can hear the closing of a door. It's muffled, but you can hear it. You can see the light filtering through in the morning through the skin of your mother's belly and through the wall of the womb. You can see these transitions of shadows moving by. You can see this beautiful world, and it's all in red hues. It's reds and oranges, like an internal sunset happening around you. And then there's peaceful darkness in the night, and it's silent, and you've got your mother's heartbeat right next to you, and you've got this extraordinary holy of holies, this protected space that you're in. Then suddenly, at the end of 9 months, your entire human existence so far only knows this space. You have this catastrophic event where intense pressure is put on you, and you're being covered in microbes as you go down this, and your immune system has never seen this whole body of life that's coating you, and you're in this transit of dark tunnel and compression. Your heart rate is 180, pushing 250 at moments, because you are in this intense physiologic pressure state, and you think you are dying. The light is gone, and all I hear is crushing pressure. And then suddenly you're in the light. All the pressure is gone, and you can't believe the beauty around you. The face of your mother is mind-boggling. There's 1,000 colors in just the iris of her eye that's looking in your face. And you're staring at that for a second, and then there's this like halo of light and color from this explosion of filaments out of your mother's head that we call hair. And then suddenly there's this extraordinary, scene as it unfolds of greens and blues and your first sunset. You can't believe how beautiful the world is. And then we go through a forgetting of the magic that we are alive right now. And we forget that we are in an exquisite miracle of beauty every day. And we are dumbed down to an existence of drywall box with no microbiome diversity into an off-gassing plastic car that off-gasses cyanide and microtoxins into the environment. And we show up in an office building in carpeted cubicles that off-gas carcinogens all day long. And then we go to a grocery store and pick up a bunch of food that was treated with carcinogens before it was harvested. And then we go home and we sit around blue light, devices that screw up our circadian rhythms, and we get depressed and we get disconnected. And then we go through this extraordinary event, and suddenly there's darkness in an ICU, and your eyesight is failing, and you're starting to see things through the glass darkly again, and you see shadows, and you see this, and there's an intense sense of pressure as your body starts to collapse in on itself. You can't breathe, your heart rate's failing, everything's starting to go, and then you go into this dark tunnel. You can hear voices perhaps, and you have this overwhelming sense of biology is being crushed into oblivion right now. And then you come out the other side, and it's more beautiful and more bright than you could have ever imagined. And then suddenly that doctor resuscitates you and pulls you back into the body, and you tell that doctor, it's so much prettier on the other side. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rebirth. I just found out that I'm fully accepted on the other side. I'm a beautiful creature of light energy, and I am excited to be there. The danger that we have right now is not a virus. The danger that we have right now is that we have sterilized ourselves from death. We have created sterility around the death moment. which is ultimately our reason we're here. We are here for a transformative experience where we find out we are not biologic, we are spiritual beings. We are light beings. We are spiritual beings trapped in a biologic shell for a moment. And we have learned to fear all of that. And for that, we are missing the beauty of life. We are missing the beauty of the face of our lovers, of the face of our children. We are missing the beauty of one another. And we are letting each other die alone out of fear of some genetic material that floats through the air and has since the beginning of time. We have the wrong story going on. And it is not a conspiracy theory. It is not some government laboratory. It is the human emotion of fear. And we are afraid of our own death, which is our rebirth. We need to reorient ourselves to life. We need to put into line not just our medical system. We need to put into line our manufacturing and consumer goods industries. We need to put into line our energy and transportation industries in line with biology. It has shown us how to produce energy cleanly. It has shown us how energy is produced at the cellular level. We could do that. We could put all of it back in line. And first and foremost, we need to celebrate life and stop fearing death. And we will act much differently towards each other. We don't need a revolution. We need an evolution. We need to evolve past our fear. And we need to find love. If you feel unloved, if you feel like you don't know what it means to love yourself or your loved one who is dying right now, then stop trying to generate the human emotion of love and start witnessing the beauty, and then you will experience the love. When they say you can go back to your normal activities, do not go back to your normal activities. Act much differently. See the beauty everywhere. Engage with the beauty, and most of all in your fellow humanity. And let's love each other in the experience of each other's beauty to realize a much different future.